In 2013, I fell in love with football. I devoted most of my time to training, recovery, and nutrition as I knew it then. In 2014, I had my best year as a young athlete, and I began making lofty goals to myself playing at the collegiate level. But unfortunately, in 2015, I broke my wrist, and in 2016, I ended up playing on a torn meniscus, hobbling my way to a 3-7 season, dashing any hopes of playing at the collegiate level. I remember just staring at my locker at the end of the season, wondering why. I did all the right things. Why did all this effort yield no fruit? I was determined to figure this out. So in 2017, I went to school as an exercise science major to see if I couldn't start connecting some dots. In 2018, I started training utilizing what I learned, only to discover I got more injured as a result. Why was this happening? It wasn't until I realized that the literature is far behind what is actually working in application and often takes years to catch up that I finally began to find results. In 2019, I began studying other training methodologies and stumbled upon Ben Patrick, also known as the knees over toes guy, and noticed something incredible. Ben was a trainer who was a college dropout, yet was getting high school athletes full ride scholarships due to the transformations they made under his system, a system called the Athletic Truth Group. The simplest way to explain it is this: balance the body through exercise. No greater balancing could be depicted than that of the knee joint. Based on overzealous application of a study done by Duke in the 1970s, people were taught to avoid deep knee bend and knees over toes based on the premise that it puts more pressure on the knees and thus it must be dangerous. While it's now well researched that the knee not only is not in danger in those positions, but it actually becomes stronger and more protected as you progressively overload the joint at full knee bend and knees over toes. Pressure creates diamonds. So Ben, dealing with a laundry list of knee issues himself, decided to go against the grain and learn all he could about knees, combining data from Olympic strength coach Charles Poliquin, Olympic skiing coach Carl Peterson, various flexibility professionals, longevity professionals, to overcome his multiple knee tears, multiple surgeries, and utmost depression, turning a 20-inch vertical to a 40-inch vertical over an 8-year span, probably the most dramatic transformation of all time, helping thousands of others overcome their own supposed genetic plateaus and their athletic potential, including myself. Zoom back to me in 2020, it was my junior year spring semester, and COVID had just shut everything down. What we were learning scholastically at that point just wasn't very high quality. I mean, you can't really have high quality when you're stuck in your room doing Zoom sessions about kinesiology. So as an honor student at the university, I decided to do my senior capstone on the ATG system. I made my own body the research study. In a span of 3 months during the summer of 2020, I had increased my vertical leap from 30 inches to 35 inches. And around 2 to 3 years, I've increased my squat to over 400 pounds without needing any knee sleeves. And most impressively, I'd increased my long jump 3 feet in a 3-month span, reaching 22 foot 8 inches in the month of September. The progression was so tremendous, I attempted to walk on as a long jumper at YSU, but COVID restrictions prevented me from entering in unattached. And I was getting mirrored results in all of my buddies that I was training at the time, reaching amazing levels of strength and flexibility that they hadn't done before. I was hooked. I knew this is what I wanted to do with my life. So in 2021, I performed a 12-week internship with ATG to handle online inquiries and just experiment with their programming even more. I didn't really care what it took. I wanted to be a part of what they were doing. After getting my bachelor's in exercise science, I got hired on staff, and I'm now coaching 30+ athletes through my very own program on the ATG app, as well as assisting the ATG for Coaches certification platform by developing educational content through the ATG Science social media handle. That same year, I also got accepted and enrolled into physical therapy school, getting even more hands-on practical knowledge to enhance the theoretical knowledge that I was getting from my research. In 2023, I got hired with the Fit for Function physical therapy team following my last clinical rotation. In 2024, I passed my boards, earned the title of doctor, and immediately began working as the Youngstown Wellness Lab manager, a facility across from the golf course on Boardman Canfield Road, sporting a full ATG gym, torque tank, vibration plate, infrared sauna, ice bath, red light therapy, magnetic therapy, Normatec boots, basically an athlete's dream. The reason for this video is to spread awareness. I don't want to see this area and the athletes in it to not take advantage of these life-changing principles that athletes across the globe are benefiting from, given that there's over 500+ ATG coaches around the world. This is an attempt to do my part. If you were sent this video, it's because you're either involved with a school, a gym, a wellness facility. You are someone that is currently responsible for the long-term development of athletic individuals. I'm looking to collaborate so that we can see this next generation of athletes reach their fullest potential. My bandwidth is thin. I'm truly only one person, so it's going to be first come, first serve. I'm talking doing training classes, developing programs, offering this wellness lab equipment, and becoming an integral part of what you are doing to enhance the athletic experience of the athletes you are responsible for. If you're interested and want to get the ball rolling, send me an email at ktwalters1717@gmail.com or shoot me a DM on Instagram at ATG Science, and I'll respond to you shortly. Here's your greater pursuit of truth.